It's the NRT Insider on NRTV, where we talk directly to the artists about their latest projects, passions, and what's currently driving them in their ministry. Let's go inside on the NRT Insider, exclusively from NewReleaseTuesday.com.
Quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
Well, you know, a long time ago, this all started out with my manager wanting to do a cruise.
Yeah.
And for 5 years, I said, I do not want to be on a boat, you know. And then you automatically think that you'll not have any sort of privacy, and it's not going to be a vacation for me at all. And obviously, that's not the priority. But you know what? I finally did it one year when we went to Alaska, and I think I was just overwhelmed by how genuine so many of these people were. Really, most of them, and how much they had been praying for me for years. I mean, I've got fans that have been praying for me literally every day for over 20 years. Yeah. And, you know, it just dawned on me going, you know what, this is the church. And I probably would not have been sustained if it hadn't been for these people in that room in there that support me. And this is it really is just beyond buying records and all that. It's just been an extraordinary journey. And this has been, I think maybe 2006 or 7 was the first time we did it. And so this is the 6th time we've gotten together.
Yeah.
4 cruises and 2 what we call a land cruise, you know.
Yeah.
And I just think the great thing, I think the really beautiful thing is that person never knew that person, and that person never knew that person, and now they forged these friendships because of a cruise or because they came to my hometown, and now they're going on vacations together.
Yeah.
Where I remember one guy who was really sick, who actually had a heart attack, and there was 4 or 5 couples from different states who traveled to Indiana to be with that guy's wife and prayed him through that. You know, so it's a church, really, at the bottom line. And we have a great time, and gosh, we just kind of come and hang out and do some fun things together. But ultimately, it's really about friendship and relationships, and that's the beauty of the whole thing. You know, the farm is really near and dear to my heart. I love it's one of my favorite places to go. Period. It's quiet, and it's just it's peaceful, and it's Tennessee. I mean, I love where I live, and so just to let them be able to experience a little bit of that, and you know, because they're always going, well, where do you write your songs, and where do you do this, and where do you get your sanity, you know, where do you go just to retreat, you know? And that's why I go to the farm. I've talked about it for years. So
Written a lot of songs out there?
I've written a few songs on the farm. Yeah. I've cut a lot of grass on the tractor out there, which is therapy for me. And
Yes.
I've hunted a lot. I like to hunt. And the morning thing, I just love to walk the farm. And so I think they kind of dig that. And this is where Smitty hangs out. And but you know, I think the great thing too is I think I sort of knock all the walls down, and just because I'm not a superstar, and if they treat me like a rock star, I try to deflate that.
Right. Yes.
And it's great to hear their stories. I mean, last night I just was blown away. You know, people come up and say, you know what, I am a believer because of you. Let's go. Really? And so to hear their story and how all that happened, I mean, it's mind-boggling, and it's just a complete God thing. I mean, with great faith, I say this with all humility, I feel like my best work is yet to come. You know, so I'm trying to stir something inside and just going, because I feel like to some degree I've just barely tapped into it, you know. The scripture says we just see in part. I would like to see a little bit more than that. And I really do believe that there can be some great songs that can be written, and I'd love to be able to maybe at least write one of those. And just create something that really stirs people and it's just like fresh and almost like he brought a little piece of heaven down. If I could just look in the window of heaven just for a second.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're playing up there.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And then that's on the creative side.
Sure.
And then, you know what, I just want to give myself away more, really, at the end of the day, because there's so much need. I have a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we support a lot of ministries and give a lot away, but you know what, we could give more. You know, so, and to me, that's the greatest thing about my job is the platform.
Yeah.
And what do you do with the platform?
Right.
You can be a rock star and live in a mansion and have servants. Where you can just figure out how to inspire people and lead people into a place of being servants. And because there's people on the street, there's people that are hungry, there's people going through stuff, and they just need to be loved. And so so when I find myself, whether it's working with Bono on this Africa thing a long time ago and be able to meet people who've got this drug that we're part of, or Compassion International. Or Rocketown, these kids, every day. I was down there the other day. Just that's the greatest, other than my family and my kids and my grandkids, being able to pour your life into people. There's more joy in that than getting a Grammy Award. Doesn't even compare. It's really like so far apart. So I just want to do more of that.
Yeah. I can tell you love being a G-Daddy.
I do love being a G-Daddy.
nine grandbabies.
Yeah.
And you have a little worshiper on your hands with Smith.
I do.
Who's playing.
I do.
Yeah. How much do you get time to spend with them, and what is it like? What do you get to instill in them?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I love being a G-Daddy.
Yeah,
and I'm a big family guy, and that's other than what I just told you about pouring my life into people. I love being with my family, and we're all really close. All the kids are close. They've always been really, just even last night, they're just, even just hanging out. It's just we love being together, and so we're together a lot at our house, actually. We try to give them their space. We don't show up at their door going, "Hey, we want to play that." We just, because they got their family, so we give them their space. But I mean, they're at our house, half the week. Somebody's showing up, or Jack's on the road, and so Whitney and Smith and Kate come and spend the night. And we try to do this sort of family church once a month, once every couple weeks. But we're together a lot. It's nothing better than that.
And you've got a new record coming out February
or March.
Okay.
Early April. I don't know.
So it's taken a different turn than what you initially thought, as far as what it was going to be.
I think this record that we were thinking about will come out at some point. Gosh, this long story. The short story is, I've just been given so much favor. Traveling around the world, and all these extraordinary things were happening. Like I remember we were in, I guess it was Budapest, and just the presence of God was so thick, and the way people responded just was overwhelming. And so I remember I came back from that Eastern Europe trip, and I got my team together going, why are we not recording these shows? So for the last 2 years, we've recorded every show outside of America. All the way from Zimbabwe to Budapest to Latvia to Sydney, Australia to Zimbabwe. They're all recorded.
Yeah.
And there are moments there's no way to explain.
I'll bet.
50,000 people 50,000 kids on a beach in Brazil break into Agnus Dei in Portuguese. I just cried. It's just overwhelming. And so that was what we were excited about. And then, we just started listening to songs and going, is that what we should be doing? It's so wild because you just think that's what we're going to do. We've had the plan for 6 months, and all of a sudden it changes. But, that's sort of what I'm known for, is changing things at the last minute. I'm sort of on the fly. Yeah. When I say I got a wild idea, all my team sort of goes, what's he doing? He's throwing a
He's out of control.
But I think it's the right thing, you know. So we're just working on the songs now, and we got one more international trip coming up in a couple weeks, and then that's it, and then we'll sort of hunker down and figure out what to do. You know, I just wanted to walk away going, you know what, there's a song, matter of fact, Jack, my son-in-law, wrote, you know, there's a line in the song that says, you know, he's working in our waiting. And you know what, as much as all these people have had a lot of fun, there's a lot of people in there that are having a hard time. It's just a fact, you know. And I just pray that when they leave here, they'll go, you know what, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be okay, even in the midst of the junk and stuff going on, and, you know, whether there's illness in your family or you're going through divorce, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He'll never leave you, forsake you. And when you're in the darkness, sometimes you forget it. You get desperate and you sort of lose focus. And so, if they'll just focus on what this whole thing's all about.